Surviving Sister Wives contains adult content that may not be suitable for Latter-day Saints or sinners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Sister Wives.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and we are back with the ReHash series. We're going to be recapping Season 14, Episode 9. This land is your land or hers?
Because we don't know whose land it is. Is it Robyn's? Is it Meri's? You know, Kody's name is probably on all of them. Definitely Kody's.
This was the perfect episode after the news that dropped about them redividing. They didn't redivide the property. They correctly titled the lots.
And there was no additional zoning that happened, so it's still just as confusing as it was looking back on Season 14.
So I guess what I gathered is that they put everyone's names, obviously not Christine, Kody, Robyn, Meri, Janelle, on 3 of the 4 lots. And the 4th lot, which is one of the smaller ones, it's like 2.5 acres almost. That one they made just Kody and Robyn, which I think that always was the lot that was Kody and Robyn's, the one that Christine gave over to them. Do you have any thoughts on that? Or
I was saving them. We're going to have a whole Mediocre Down episode about this, so
we are.
I'm not really at the point where I'm probably going to make the most critical analysis of what's taking place over there.
Okay. I guess that'll be at a later date then.
Yeah. In the meantime, we've got
Hold on. We should probably
Jesus.
explain what Mediocre Down is for anybody who doesn't know. That's a bonus episode that you get over on the Patreon. Patreon.com/survivingpod. The tiers are on sale. Tiers 8 and 12, half off. That means the $8 tier you get for cheaper than the courting wife tier, which is the bottom tier.
I feel like this is just making things more confusing because you're talking about level 8, level 12. Technically, it's tiers 2 and 3, I guess.
Okay, there is a sale. If you want to check it out because you've been debating joining the Patreon, you should probably go there and look before the end of the month.
Also, the merch store, t-shirts are 25% off up through the 20th in celebration of Sister Wives. Season 19 returns Sunday, April 20th at 10 p.m. on TLC, only on TLC.
Sadly, that'll be the day that the ReHash is retired here.
Well, not retired necessarily, but yeah, just put on a hiatus, I suppose.
I'm not going to lie. This is very fun to riff on.
Seems applicable. But this is Season 14, Episode 9. This land is your land or hers. Robyn, Meri, and Kody have a huge fight over who will get each piece of land. Who will get which piece of land? Which stuff, witchy things that are happening in the woods. Janelle worries the whole family won't get access to the pond. It's not a pond.
And it's not a family, really.
It's not a family. Tempers flare, and everyone is lashing out at everyone else in the worst fight the family has ever had.
To date, is what that should have said.
And the worst sentence in television description history. Everyone is lashing out at everyone else. Very descriptive.
They also couldn't keep track of this fight. I was fighting for my life, guys.
Mostly at the end. Yeah. There was some confusion on Carly's part of
I don't know
what the stances were.
I got very sidetracked for probably 5 minutes. Thought it was 5 seconds.
There just seemed to be a lot of text and subtext in what was being discussed, but it was different subtext for different people based on who you were asking and which text you were subtexting.
Have you seen how long the notes are yet?
They're too long. I know that.
I took the notes. Corey is reading them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, because we started off with the Dateline intro because this is still weird every time we go back to Season 14. But for the longest time, this was all that I knew.
Was it not ominous?
Yeah, it's very alarming. It's
maybe
disconcerting.
Although maybe it's not the music itself. Maybe my brain has just associated the intro music with bad things happening.
Not a lot of good stuff's happening in Season 14. A lot of bad things.
This was the Christine smelling the air one, right?
Definitely. Yeah, there was a fresh breeze a-blowing out in Flagstaff.
Smelling the bullshit she's laying out here.
She smells pizza, but it's that good pizza.
Oh, the picnic.
It's a picnic.
The very carefully planned picnic that Kody put a lot of time and effort into.
It's pizza. Pizza at a picnic?
He picked up 4 pizzas and threw out the murder tarp that he keeps in the back.
Domino's had a carry-out special going on. No, I don't think these didn't even look Domino's level in terms of pizza. These were rough pizzas. I didn't like
I got to tell you, I'm afraid that you're insulting the Salsa Brava people.
Is this Salsa Brava pizza, you think?
I know that they own a lot of restaurants in Flagstaff, so now I'm concerned that it may be a sister restaurant.
Oh, this is a sister restaurant.
A sissy restaurant.
A sister to the accompanying restaurant. The Fat Olives family of restaurants.
It would make sense to cover all your bases, right? You'll have Italian, you'll have...
Then what's Fat Olives?
I got lost.
Uh-oh. Fat Olives would be the pizza, wouldn't it?
Italian times 2.
Yeah. Well, based on the demographic, yeah, sometimes you got to lean into it. A dime a dozen out in Flagstaff. Family-owned pizzerias. Wood fire stoves.
The 3 food groups, Italian, and Mexican.
That's basically what we survive on.
Flagstaff's got them all.
Yeah. Check it off the list. But no, this is season 14 of Sister Wives. Somebody has to be moving. There's a moving storyline that's taking place. Obviously. Can you guess which move we were talking about?
I'll get there. But first, why did Kody bring them together for this? Did I miss that?
I think
Wasn't this supposed to be like, we're going to come out here and dream about being on the property?
Oh, I thought he was trying to solidify. They were going to all look at each other's plots, even though I thought we didn't go weird. That felt weird to me. But
and choose which one we want, right?
Well, because he has brought them. Yeah, he brought them all out individually, and they've seen them. They've talked to Kody. All the wives seem to be talking to Kody individually, but then he's not really getting that information everywhere it needs to be. I got
to tell you, I think he knew that things were going bad in the negotiation phase of locking in. Sorry.
Are you the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland?
That is so terrifying to me. You know that.
Who are you?
That movie scares me more than anything.
We know. Yes, we do know. That's come up a few times, I think. That's just become part of the lore.
Want to make it known.
Yeah.
So they're supposed to... Oh, I had a theory, which is that Kody is bringing them out here to fight with each other.
Oh, okay. Over pizza?
No.
He's going to upset them all. He's going to get them all hangry.
That's why he started with that
pizza. Because, they open up the lid on it, and it's like, I was expecting pizza, and you've opened a box of turds. I'm not interested.
What was so shitty about them? They were like small artisan pizzas. That's what I would put on a menu if I was going to list them at a restaurant. If you were going to
church it up to try and get people to inadvertently purchase this slop.
Was one ham and pineapple?
Yeah, it was definitely ham and pineapple.
That's the one they gave to Meri.
He needed to make sure that Meri was having this meeting on an empty stomach and that she was going to basically be at her wit's end with these people from the moment she steps foot out of the door.
Okay, hold on. Let's theorize what pizza each wife got.
Robyn got spinach.
Spinach?
Yeah.
It's gluten-free though, right? Hers has to be gluten-free. Christine, think it's a margarita pizza?
Sausage.
I was going to save the sausage for Janelle.
Oh. No, Janelle would be meat lovers. It's different. That's different. A little more intense.
The shoe fits. That was the purpose of the conversation, was for Kody to get everyone to pick their lot finally. But it kind of just devolves into Robyn and Meri talking about how they both need to get a house now because their rentals are selling. And so they need to move somewhere. Because it seemed like Robyn came into this wanting to cry and be the center of attention about how she was losing her house. But then Meri beat her to it and was like, so I've got some bad news.
I've got 6 weeks. I got to get out.
And I want the biggest rental this town has.
Rental. With 2 N's.
Rennal.
With 3 N's. So we can be effing and effing over here in my rental.
They're kind of like competing with each other in the same market.
I don't think so because their house hunters list of requirements are very different from these rentals. Do you think Meri's looking for a 6-bed still?
Whatever Robyn has, she wants that plus one more room. Yeah.
Because she needs an office still. And then the rest of it's just LuLaRoe clothes. It's just closets upon closets. USPS postal shipping parcels everywhere. They just know that they don't want to buy. They want to keep finding themselves in these rentals where then they get 6 weeks notice that they have to move out because the house is being sold. Why be a sucker who's buying a house when you can just keep bouncing from rental to rental?
Yeah, like you, Christine.
Christine's just looking around. She's like, as long as nobody's trying to rent rooms at my house, I think we'll be okay.
Her plan to leave is already in action.
That's definitely what's on display here because Christine's like, I gotta say, buying versus renting, I recommend. 10 out of 10 would recommend these ladies check it out, but they're not really interested. It's good for the future, if you know what I'm talking about. Future
Lots of
plans.
Winks at the camera.
There's some future that's at stake here.
They do a little round robin, if you will.
Do they?
They go round and they start claiming which parts of the property it is they believe are their areas.
Well, they're already like daydreaming here because Janelle's enjoying this little picnic area so much. I could see building a house right here. And she's imagining that, yeah, Christine, you're sitting over in my drawing room and Robyn, you're in my breakfast nook. Again, it's getting very personal, very quick.
I'd like you to leave.
They are going weird.
In the words of Meredith Marks, you can leave.
But they're all kind of trying to stake their claim. And it seems like Christine and Janelle were kind of on the same page with their lots. But then Robyn and Meri, there's been some miscommunications.
Again, I may have been a little lost, but this seems like they do the same thing over again. So they were kind of competing about who had the news about having to move. And now it seems like they're trying to beat each other to the punch about who got the last pick of the lots. That's what they're arguing over, right? They're not arguing over a specific lot that they both want.
No, it's that they don't want to be left with the last lot, even though it's going to flip now because they thought it was the other lot that they were getting. Because Meri said that she wanted the trees. Kody let everybody know that she wanted the trees, but now she doesn't want the trees, which means there's no trees for Meri in the trees.
To be fair, you live life and you gain perspective. And that's exactly what she did. When she moved here, she had never lived in a house surrounded by trees, backed up against a mountain.
You know what? She loves trees. She loves the trees. She doesn't love to be deep within the trees. She cannot be surrounded by darkness. She feels the darkness closing in on her. She believes in a thing called love. If you listen to the rhythm of her heart.
She will not do it again. Or she's not sure. Maybe she will. She needs more information before she decides exactly where she wants to be. So she hasn't really said no to the trees.
But she hasn't said yes either. And so Kody had picked up on she wasn't really enjoying that because she needs sunlight. Like how Oprah loves bread, Meri needs sunlight.
And 7 to 9 hugs, right? Wasn't that the other ingredient?
To thrive, yes.
To thrive. We're just surviving at this point.
Barely.
He heard that she wanted sunshine and made an assumption about which lot that meant she would want to be on.
So he said, okay, I know this Meri. I see this Meri. She's changing her mind. She's flipping and flopping. She wanted trees. She wanted to be all up in those trees. Now she doesn't want anything to do with those trees. So I'm going to have to assign her to this other lot that's up further by the road. But Meri doesn't want that.
No. She's being contrarian because she doesn't really know what she wants.
Well, I think that's the hard part.
But then she's saying she doesn't want that. Okay, well, then the alternative is the other lot. But she's also not sure about that.
But is she shitty then that it's basically down to her and Robyn have to pick between these two crappier lots because Christine and Janelle already picked 2 good lots?
I think what happened was Janelle went to Kody and brought up the thing about the pond. And then Kody decided, okay, that means Robyn has to go on the property with the pond. And we'll just put Meri on the one that's closer to the road. But he doesn't want to say that that's why he did it. But I really do think that he also thought this was going to be the best solution for her.
So then why was Robyn surprised by this? Because it seems like...
I think she wants the other lot. I don't think she wants the lot with the pond. So it's not only Robyn's last pick. She's the one who's not getting to choose. She's being assigned to a lot. It's also with the pressure of another sister wife saying you have to go there by default so that we keep Meri away from it.
Are we sympathizing with Robyn?
I think I just did.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
I had a moment where I was like, oh my God.
I don't think I like that.
I feel empathy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That does kind of suck.
I didn't like that. I think what's weird is how Christine and Janelle landed so quick of them picking between those two lots. And they were like, yeah, well, we got this figured out. So you guys figure out your two lots over there.
What I don't like is that Janelle is not only picking a lot that she wants, right? She wants the one that is not with the pond and is not in the trees. She locked in what she wanted, but now she's also saying she doesn't want Meri to have another lot.
A specific lot.
Did that make sense? A specific lot.
It's like
you're picking twice.
She's picking two different lots because she's getting the one that she wants and also restricting Meri, blocking Meri with a center circle in this version of Celebrity Hollywood Squares.
That is tic-tac-toe, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what would be going on.
Okay, I was going to say or tic-tac-toe, and I'm glad that
It's pretty much the same.
I did not go that direction.
But it's tic-tac-toe with trivia.
Yes.
So it's
harder.
Yeah, it makes it a little riskier. They were kind of just adding extra squares, though, because then Meri's part and parcel there, is she in the woods on a plot of land that doesn't exist right now that we do kind of have? And then there's the one up by the road, and then there's the pond. So there was 5 potential spots. So that was kind of
trying to remember
strange.
which map they were looking at this point in time.
Well, this was
the one where there were 3 tinier lots on the left-hand side where the pond was, right? And then there were the 2 bigger lots.
No, so this is where they just started imaginarily separating out into quadrants, just plotting where people's houses would go. So they weren't really drawing property lines in the space.
They took it like they just split it in 4.
They were just plopping houses. Yeah, like you split it in 4. But then there was a 5th one because it was in the trees. So Meri was like a potential in the trees.
I think it looks like there was a 5th one because there's that line going through the yard. Isn't that the easement line?
There's a graphic that popped up where it had Meri ? In the trees. And then it had Robyn ? On the pond. And then it had Meri / Robyn ? Up by the road. So Meri was on 2 potential ones, and then Robyn was on 2 potential ones because they hadn't decided.
Oh, it depended on how they configured those 2 lots.
And if Meri wasn't going to be by the road, was she going to be in the trees, or was she going to? They don't want her at the pond, so is she going to be in the trees?
She's about to be kicked off this whole lot.
Yeah, you're going to be
this piece of property right here off of Coyote Pass
for dear life at that point.
She'll be back at Cottonwood.
Yeah, you can love them trees. You're going to love them real quick. You're going to be the only thing that's out here for you, Meri.
I got to tell you, I also empathize with the idea of being nestled in the trees on a windy night. I'd be so freaked out.
Well, because also you have to think that probably 80% of the time, you're going to have Kody running around your property with a chainsaw, like Leatherface.
It's also terrifying.
Just all over the place. It's not safe. She wouldn't be able to carry the homeowner's insurance to protect her assets as needed here because Kody is going to have a chainsaw accident and just accidentally fall in the wood chipper.
Wait, he is or she is?
Somebody.
They're out there trying to get to each other first.
She saw the murder tarp. So now she's thinking,
oh, now she's got a heads up.
I got to be one step ahead. Are you hearing things again?
Yes.
What are you hearing?
I'm pretty sure my headphones picked something up.
These are different headphones than the last time, though. So
now I'm worried it's extraterrestrial or something.
Why does this always happen?
They're making contact while we're recording.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm channeling something. I'll let you know if they say anything else.
You had way too much coffee this morning, by the way. Carly is wired up. The anxiety is buzzing. I think the only thing that I wish when they were walking around the lots, I wish that Robyn had to carry her trash bag full of pizza scraps because they did pick up around them. For some reason, I thought that they would just kind of Don Draper it from Mad Men where they just like rolled everything up and just threw it on the ground after their picnic in the park that one time.
I think Janelle will just say that they're composting. She started the compost pile for the grow houses. I don't think do you put compost in a grow house?
Well, usually composting is something that takes place separately, and then you use what
That's
happens.
why she's getting started now.
The byproduct,
it takes a long time.
Yeah, the byproduct of composting is fertilized soil, basically.
Do you think she took that with her when she moved to North Carolina?
Either that or just baths. It's mostly just baths.
I thought you said baths.
No, clawfoot tubs. That's really what she's going for now.
Meredith Marks is going to be very upset that she stole that from her. Cast iron clawfoot tubs are my thing.
My thing. Stop trying to take this from me.
That is 2 Meredith Marks shout outs in one episode.
I don't know what's going to happen to Whitney's business with all these tariffs now. That's with all the reselling. I think it's going to be big problems. If Meredith Marks was worried about Whitney's competition here in terms of any of the shopping, any of the materials that were being sold, I think she can rest easy now. She won't be in the market too much longer.
The unfortunate thing is this is not a good day for Robyn.
I don't know what that means. What did that mean? What did she mean by that?
No.
It felt very ominous the way that she said it, because she's like, I'm starting to feel overlooked or something. There was a word that she said for the feeling that she was starting to feel. And today's not a good day for me.
Maybe an item she wanted sold out on QVC.
It's a full moon, a new moon. Perhaps.
She didn't have time to play with the dollies before she headed out here.
She was trying to sit one in the chair and it tipped over every single time she would go to let go.
It's got one of those eyes, you know, when the doll eyes fail and one's half open.
The Darcy and Stacy eye.
That's what she's dealing with. And they want her to be out here taking the table scraps.
Literally picking up the crusts of bread that have been left behind on the artisan personal pan pizzas.
You see, that's how she planted it in Kody's mind before he ever said it.
I'm picking up the scraps.
She literally picked up the scraps.
See, Kody? Scraps. That's all I get. I don't get no respect.
So somehow now, Meri and Robyn both feel like they got last pick.
Yeah, it's amazing how Kody's able to make 2 of his wives feel like they got screwed in this entire decision process in the exact same way too, because they both feel like they didn't have a choice. That's what you took from them, was the power to choose which lot they were going to build their house on.
So long story short, they should have just waited for Meri to decide which one she wanted and then told her no when she wanted the one with the pond.
But that's what Kody is saying that he didn't want to do. He doesn't want to wait for Meri to make a decision. One, because she won't. She's just going to think about this and sit on that decision and dangle it over everybody else's heads so that we're at a complete standstill for 10 years and we don't get anything done. That's how he sees Meri in this entire scenario. She's the anchor, but not in a good way. The old ball and chain.
It just continues to escalate because Meri and Robyn both have a similar story about what happened, that Kody brought them out here, told them that the other one doesn't want the other piece, or this is where you're going now. That was the sentiment. It wasn't you have a choice. It's that this is the one that you've been assigned to.
But then they start getting snippy. A little snippy back and forth.
I'm confused about what Robyn's problem is in all this. Does she want the lot that's closer to the road? Does she want either Christine or Janelle's lots? And that hasn't even been brought up. Because she does end up on the other side of the land eventually.
That's what I thought was interesting. Because Robyn is trying to say she just doesn't want last pick. She's such a great sister wife and so amazing and so supportive that she will take any lot of land that she can get her claws on, because she is just so agreeable and she's fantastic and wonderful for polygamy in that way.
But she's also not willing to say, at least not at first, that she wants the lot that she's been assigned to and she's fine with it.
She just doesn't want to have last pick, even though that's kind of what she's agreeing to, is whatever one Meri doesn't go with, I'll do that one, because I'll be happy on any lot of land out here because the land is so perfect.
You know what? I'm pretty sure the only reason this ever got resolved is because Christine agreed to move. because they shifted Christine over, same bottom side of the lot, but mirrored. And then they changed the orientation of the plot that Robyn and Janelle eventually end up on.
That's just like Christine. It's kind of like getting jumped in on a gang and then jumped in. It's blood in, blood out.
I was going to say, she didn't give a shit anymore. She was like, I'm not planning on staying here. You can put me wherever you want.
She came into the family. She was solving stuff between Janelle and Meri. She was making peace with an impossible situation that she was brought into. And then even leaving the family, she provided so many solutions to all these different little squabbles that were going on as well. It's just part of her nature.
Yes, I'm a little suspicious of what's going on in the background in Robyn's mind, because to me, I really think that it's all about she's not getting an opportunity to have an opinion on the other side of the property, which is where she would really rather be. She's really not even in a fight with Meri.
This is where it gets very complex because each person in this argument has a surface level disagreement and a deeper relationship level disagreement. Robyn has one, Meri has one, Kody has one. Janelle and Christine are kind of oblivious to what's going on. They just know something bigger is happening and it's between those three people, and that's their problem to kind of figure out.
Kody just wants to fight with Meri. He's over her.
Cody checks out, though. I thought that was interesting, was where he just
at this
wanders
point.
off. Well, once they start arguing, once you have Meri and Robyn arguing back and forth, because then they're trying to say backhanded comments to each other, but then they're attributing it to, I'm not mad at you, I'm mad at Kody. And they're both doing that to each other, even though I think some of it is being directed at the person that you're talking to. A little bit. Maybe from the surface level stuff, there is some reality that's in there.
We know that Meri rolls like that, where she'll make something a joke or say that she didn't really mean it, even though she definitely did.
She was joking about moving to Parowan because she can't find a rental.
But seeing Robyn give back the same energy, that's not something that usually gets caught on camera.
Not usually. Yeah, this was rare.
And she cursed at the end of the episode.
Rare occurrence.
She said shit. They had to bleep it out.
A couple of times, yeah, I think. Well, she was repeating back some of the things that Kody was saying. The shit end of the stick. So I think he started with the shit talk.
Not the poop stick, right?
No,
what was this?
Yeah, the poop
another
knife.
episode.
It's different.
I think that might have been a Gypsy Rose recap.
I think so. Unrelated.
For those of you who are a little confused right now.
That's a Reddit thing. Don't worry about it.
They end it by both storming off to go look for a rental.
It's pretty rare. You don't see that too often.
We're going to take this fight from here in these lots to out in the streets in Flagstaff and all the real estate that's up for a rental.
Yeah, I'm going to go rent every single piece of property that I can sign for today, right now. I'm putting money down. I'm not asking any questions. 6 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms and up. I'm signing for them. Doesn't matter. They're coming home with me.
Put a deposit on all of them.
Everything.
So Robyn storms off, then Meri storms off, and they get in the car, and we see them both drive down the block.
Well, at least to the end of the dirt road that they have at their property here.
But Meri kept on going. Meri went all the way home.
Meri didn't stop. She's out of here.
Robyn got stuck making lefts, and she somehow just ended back at Coyote Pass again.
She got lost. Yep, typical.
So what was she going to do? Drive past them the second time around?
Then she'd look like an idiot. So she had to pretend like she wasn't stopping for directions, because I'm sure as she was turning around yet again and she was about to pass by and she was like, these people look like they'd be able to direct me back to town.
She pulled over and asked Kody and Janelle and Christine for directions.
Where's Logan graduating? I'm trying to find the stadium center.
Meri is for sure going to beat her to the biggest rental in town because Robyn's going to get lost just getting to the showing. She'll never make it there.
She doesn't have Saul there to give her directions.
He's too busy downtown making artisan pizzas.
Is that what he's doing now? At Fat Basil's? Or Fat Olives?
Fat Basil's is the pizza chain.
Okay, it's a spinoff.
I'm so mad that I can't remember the Italian word for fat right now.
Gordo.
That's not it.
Hola, mi bambinos.
I must know some Neapolitan word that isn't really the correct word. All right. Now that Robyn's back, Janelle takes the opportunity to discuss what her priority was to say here today, which is we're going to have to figure out a way to, like, I don't know, protect the pond.
Yeah, she's ready to start a picket line. She's going to get the signs out, save the wetlands sort of energy here.
But she's not willing to literally save the wetlands. She's not going to buy that piece of property. She already bought it. She's not going to ask to be on that property, although she wants to spend a lot of her time there.
Whoa. I plan on spending pretty much all of my time at the pond. I don't want that sort of responsibility, though.
Isn't that unfair, though? Because it's almost like you've just extended the property line of your lot.
And again, it's like picking two properties out of the group. You want full access to the pond, but then you also want yours that's up at the front in the spot that you want it.
Yeah, I am having some very different feelings about this going back and watching. I say, tell her to fuck off, Meri. You're putting a fucking fence up. A 9-foot fence. You're putting barbed wire on top of it.
Building a moat.
You're gonna plant some trees that are gonna grow very, very tall along the fence line.
Meri's going to be planting invasive bamboo species at the property line just to spite Janelle here. And it's going to go everywhere.
And I'm all for it.
It's going to turn the soil just completely solid, like cement. She's not going to be able to grow anything.
Everything will just fall over like quicksand.
The bamboo is going to be 40 feet high.
She might put some mines out there. I don't know. She's considering it.
Oh, you're going Viet Cong on this? You're doing like trapdoor stuff?
Better than backdoor stuff.
Well, Robyn begs to differ.
You chose Robyn of all people?
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
So it's not the first time she's got the
what
shit
is
end
it?
of
What's
the stick.
What's that meme? The farmer one. What is that?
Oh, I thought you were asking me
It's
for
simple.
an anal sex meme.
No,
I was like, I don't.
No.
I'm not familiar.
No, the farmer one. It's honest work. What is it? Oh God.
It's not hard work, but it's honest work.
It ain't much, but it's honest work. That's what I'm thinking of. That's Robyn. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Backdoor stuff.
I'm a little lost in how we got here.
Something about Janelle's land. Something about the pond.
So Janelle's busy talking about that, and it's almost like Robyn and Kody are just like, shh, and trying to push her out of the way because they're trying to have their own conversation.
Look, Janelle, I appreciate you trying to step in and defend the wetlands. We're just here to shit on Meri, though.
You're really getting in the middle of that.
You're kind of interrupting my flow. We had a good thing going. If you want to chime in with your own personal renditions of why you hate Meri,
feel free.
Please.
That's what he's looking for.
Spit a verse.
So all he wants to talk about is the fact that he is over accommodating Meri. Forget it. I'm not waiting for her to decide where she's going to go. She's been doing this to me for 30 years now.
She's been doing this to me for 30 years. My whole life.
So hard.
It's been doing to me the way she be doing it, and me no likey. Me no wanting this no more. 20 years, 30 years, too many, not enough Rice Krispie.
What is it he wants to do? He just wants to say, you know what? I still want to put Meri on the lot that I think is most ideal for her, even if she doesn't believe that's in her best interest.
Yeah, I hate accommodating for Meri, and I'm not going to do it anymore. And the way to show her I'm not is to put her where I think it would be most suitable based on her needs.
It really makes you think, wow, this is the old Kody. This is before something broke in his brain. Because that is what this fight boils down to. That, and he's simultaneously... Sorry, I just had a Christian...
If you'll refer to your packets.
A Shark Tank 4 era error. Oh, God. The accent is suddenly getting a little... bridge and tunnel, if you will. He's going to simultaneously accommodate Janelle I'm starting to feel empathy for Kody. He really is trying to make everyone happy.
Is he, though? I don't think that was the goal from the onset. I think his goal was path of least resistance. I still say they should have jotted down what's your primary lot choice.
Put your bin and your animal emoji.
Put your eggplant 69s in the chat.
They're all Janelle's.
So it's gonna be you put your first option down and then you have a backup, a secondary option. And we should be able to decide who amongst us gets to be at the lots that are selected here. Kody was just trying to do this where Christine and Janelle fell into that pretty agreeable, and he was hoping that he could have Meri and Robyn sort out the tree side, but I don't think that's going to work out in the way that he thinks it is.
Why don't they just fill the pond in?
Paradise. Put up a parking lot.
Put a basketball court over it. I don't care. Something Janelle would really hate to look at.
Janelle wants, she wants access to the pond. She needs it for the grow up. They don't know it yet, but there's going to be plenty of bushes out there. She's going to have the booby traps set up so that nobody can, rival gangs can't come over and steal her crop.
That's why she had to move into that student housing center. She had to be closer to her customers.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, the current rental for her, it's more like a halfway house.
Oh, God.
It's a little rundown. This is the nightmare, though, because, they're picking all these rentals. These are the rentals that they end up staying in through COVID, which, man, if we could have gone back in time and known that the place that we were picking to live in was going to be the place that we were going to stay during COVID, I think we would have made some different decisions.
Like Meri, I would have liked some more sunlight.
Definitely
Personally.
Needed more sunlight in the middle. I need light. I am surrounded by darkness. It is closing in on me. Please throw me a freaking bone here.
I think we almost missed Robyn's best line delivery. Wow.
Her line dorindery.
I made it nice.
She did. She tried.
Dorinda medley.
She tried.
This is where she goes, Meri is my sister wife, and I will always work things out with her. As Janelle's trying to print off a contract in the background, and Kody's yelling about how he's done with Meri. Nobody's honest. None of you are ever honest about her. We just came off the heels of an entire season where they were constantly mean to Meri, by the way. Were they all ganged up on Meri?
I think, this is the point where it's just like Meri doesn't trust you guys. So how can she feel comfortable, or how could she proceed in these ways? I really wish that Janelle would have hung on to that, let's put this in writing, get it in a contract sort of energy, because that went really by the wayside for the next few seasons. And now we're circling back on it finally in season 19. But man, that was a long time coming for her.
That was part of my research for the mediocre down recipe.
Recipe?
For the episode.
Sugar and spice and everything nice. No, that's how you get Powerpuff Girls.
So lost.
If you have ingredient X.
I didn't watch the Cartoon Network.
And it shows.
Hi, guys.
Stay pretty.
I need to back it up. It's going to be another episode where people are like,
yeah, you got to back it up.
Something's wrong with Carly. Take the drinks away. Because no one understanding ReHash.
The ReHash, it's
or
a
the
theme.
420 return.
Well,
really, the pieces are not coming together all the time.
It's destiny. It was meant to be.
The solution that Kody comes up with after all of this is that he should have just assigned them to a lot and said, too bad, that's what you get.
Why don't we draw lots from a hat?
But
Meri's hat doesn't have the lot with the pond on it. That could be the compromise. You let her pick first without the pond one in there. She picks hers.
There's a double of something else.
Well, no.
That way she thinks there's 4 lots.
Unnecessary.
Why? You don't think she's going to notice that there are only 3 options instead of 4? I think for sure Meri is going to finger all of them.
Excuse me? Oh, no.
To make sure.
She's going to count them in the back.
What's the vibe of all 4 of the options?
She's got to reach in
here?
the sack, and she's got to kind of feel around in there. She's got to get a good read on it. Make sure she's not getting shortchanged here. So you got 1, 2, and 3 in there. Not number 4. She pulls one, so she's got 1, 2, or 3. Great. Awesome. Kody turns around. He drops in the one for the pond. So now we're back up to, it's 3 options for the next person to select.
Okay. I don't know why I assumed everyone was going to individually at different times pick out of the hat.
Yes, that's what it would be. So Meri goes first and the pond's not in there. And then, so she has now selected of one of the 3. Got it. Whoever's next, now we added into the rotation there. But then that means that it leaves probably Robyn last, where she did not pick. And that's the bummer, because she's going to be happy with wherever she ends up, even though she definitely won't be happy wherever she ends up because she doesn't want that front lot.
But isn't this what he just did? He just told Meri and Robyn, this is where you're going.
They want it to be assigned, but they also don't want it to be assigned. They want to pick, but they also don't want to pick.
It makes so much sense, though, when you think about how the lots eventually get the fake barriers or boundaries, or what is it?
Yeah, property line.
Property line. Why did I think it started with a B?
Boundary's good. Yeah, that works.
Because eventually Kody ends up on a lot that has the pond. I feel like we're saying pond a lot.
Really? I feel like we're saying lot a lot.
Shit.
There's no way around it for some of these.
But doesn't that just tell you nobody wanted it? Well, I think Meri wanted it, but no one was going to let her have it.
Story of her life right now.
So she just had to settle on Kody taking that piece.
And he take the piece he did. He shall.
Wow. Well, that went poorly. I think we should probably schedule time to talk about this again, since we didn't actually finish assigning the lots.
Yeah, we're going to take a brief timeout, if we could. Timeout, please. Please, everyone respect the rules of timeout. We're going to come back to this. But Janelle's going to start campaigning on the platform of Save the Pond. She's got to get her ducks in a row here before they go and talk to Meri again. She already knows Meri's not in a good mood. We're going to have to address some negative, yucky energy stuff that they didn't want to talk about and they weren't able to come to a consensus on the first time. We're going to have to talk about more stuff like that. So let's get aligned. Let's get everybody situated so that we know that we're going to tell Meri, no pond for you.
So does that mean that Janelle's relationship with Christine, the genesis of their new friendship, is based on her hatred of Meri?
Yeah, that's about right. Because Christine tries to credit this friendship, this bond with Janelle way back to when she first joined the family. But that wasn't really the case when we've heard other iterations of their family history together. That bond wasn't really there. It was just sort of a functional, we have kids around the same age and we spend a lot of time together.
But now Janelle has paperwork that she needs signed. She's here to serve Christine. Kind of, maybe.
She came not to be served, but to serve. And she is serving contract.
I guess there's nowhere to walk by Janelle's house, so she has to come over to Christine. So this is a thing they do together now.
Well, they're going to like a walking trail, a park of some kind.
Something I do not do well on.
Carly's an indoor cat. She doesn't do the walking trails. Not so good.
Give me concrete or give me death. I need pavement.
Paradise. And put up a parking lot. It didn't look like their socks were getting soggy today, though. No puddles that they had to traverse, luckily. But they're just getting on the same page. Hey, I think I'm going to vote for Meri. I need to know if we have enough votes to banish her. And so I would like you to join. It's a
pre-meeting to the tribal meeting.
To join the alliance. I need to make sure we have numbers going into this meeting tomorrow. And not the numbers that we just made up at the Shark Tank.
And Christine's like, sure.
Yeah, you know what?
I'm halfway out the door. Like, it really doesn't matter to me. You want me to be against Meri? I'll be against Meri. It'll be fun.
You know what this was? This was Christine wanting to dismiss all of this stuff because this was a project that was 6 months down the road. And she knows she's about to turn in her notice in a month. She's only going to make it in another couple of weeks. This is like a whole other thing. I'm not going to be here for that.
Why don't you bring it up to me in a couple weeks? Circle back.
If I'm still around.
The meeting is at Christine's house. So they all head over there.
Why weren't more people sitting on the love sack? Why is Christine alone on the sack?
It's a 1-for-1 ratio, babe.
Love sack baby.
How long have you been thinking about doing that?
Those things are huge.
How long has the love sack baby been playing in your head?
Since I was upstairs, and I did it upstairs. It's happening. You know what? I wish it was like the Blob, where Kody could jump on the one end and then launch Christine off of it, maybe onto the couch if he gets the angle right. It's kind of like those inflatable blobs.
I thought you were going to say they would like envelop Meri and just suck her down into the ether.
Oh.
Out into the ether? Can the ether be down?
Ether would be like to an ethereal plane, right? So that's kind of dissipating into another dimension almost.
Back to Parowan.
Fourth dimension.
I mean, preferably.
Yeah, it is like another plane of dimension, I suppose, out in Parowan.
Everyone gets to her house a little early, though, because they kind of forgot that Kody had a meeting with the lawyer. But Robyn's trying to casually bring it up because she definitely knows where he is because he had to have left from her house.
Did they forget that they didn't leave on great terms? So Meri's still not in a good mood, and everybody's trying to keep the chatter to a minimum. Meri especially. She doesn't want to say anything more than she has to at this point.
This is weird, though.
When Kody...
I'm feeling bad for Kody again.
What?
Because now they have to make it this thing where they can only have a discussion about it if Kody is in the room.
Well, here's the weird part, is when Kody texts Meri and he tells her to tell Christine to call him. What?
If you could not call me, I know you're also at Christine's house with everyone, which is why I'm asking you to tell Christine to answer her phone.
I was trying to text Christine. Somehow I got to your number. I don't know how to get out of it. I don't know how to go into another text. I don't know. I feel like I just can't learn anything else. I don't know how my phone works.
I was just thinking of...
Is it in my phone?
I was just thinking of Married at First Sight.
Yeah, the texting incident. It was somebody that he was in the room with. So he was thinking of Meri, whatever he was doing at that time. But he meant to think of Christine. And we're wondering why the communication seems to be getting a little bit muddied between Kody and Robyn and Meri. Doesn't seem like we're going the most efficient routes here to get connected.
Why does he burst through the door like Kramer? He's
gonna slam his money on the counter.
He like did a little spin at the end just from like the sheer, it's not velocity, that wouldn't be the right term.
The Mackinac peaches, Jerry. They're in season.
He's got great news. We're not gonna live in the houses we build, so we don't need to argue over it anyway.
We're rich. There's gold in them there hills.
He planted a bunch of bean stalks out there.
Great news. I know we were all very worried about how we were going to pick which lot. I incidentally cashed in Janelle's 401k to buy these 5 beans. Whichever bean sprouts first, in whatever order, that's whose lots it will be.
Mary's making sure hers gets sunlight, water.
It needs sun.
The appropriate air circulation and pH.
She knows that those ones aren't going to sprout because they're not going to get sunlight. She wants to be one of the first ones in. I got to be first pick.
Hopefully she doesn't dig around. She's going to see they put a little weed barrier over where they planted hers.
Yeah, Janelle did. She's like, oh, it's good for the roots. Yeah, it'll help it grow in faster.
Janelle planted a seedling months ago. She's going to come in the middle of the night, dig this one up, and put that one in. That was a very yes and moment, wasn't it? We really went with that for quite a while.
Okay. I think it ran its course. I think we're good.
I wasn't going to keep going. I just didn't remember where we were at.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is where Janelle formally announces the idea of the written contract to everybody in the room.
And nobody's interested. Nobody takes her up on it. There's no follow-up. There's not going to be anything else to consider here for that.
Mary's like, how enforceable is it? Is it like a restraining order?
Is it like a Christian adoption sort of paperwork? What are we talking here?
Well, I have not stopped talking about how Carly has emerged on a church's YouTube channel.
Teen Mom Carly.
Teen Mom Carly, correct. Chat with me on the Discord about it.
Boy.
I have a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
Mary's still not ready to make a choice. That would make everybody's life way too easy in the room.
Well, they might not need to make a choice because, you don't even need to build houses on this land. You can just wait a certain amount of time and then sell the land or build houses and then don't move into them, rent them out.
Did you notice that they all acted like they didn't even hear him?
Robyn especially.
They were just like, okay, so let's talk about which pieces we're picking to build on. Where's my house going?
Well, also, do you know what would have been a great idea for that? If we didn't sell our houses in Vegas and then we did that. Sure, that would have been a great idea. If you want to become a property developer and then rent out houses.
A slumlord, that's what Kody aspires to be.
A prairie dog slumlord, specifically.
He only comes out to paint the picnic table once every 5 years. Didn't know where I was going with that.
I didn't know either.
You looked, there was horror in your eyes.
Oh, man.
Fear.
I thought you were saying that there was a pig involved at some point, and so I got nervous. I wasn't sure where that was going. I was going to say, we already have hobby horse people after us. We don't need any pig people coming for us, too.
What additional information can Meri gather before she makes a decision?
Where's the light? Where's the trees?
Does she need a compass? She's trying to map things out.
She's heard of, it's those people that bring out the sticks and then they, what is it? It's they're
measuring the electromagnetic energy.
You know what I'm talking about? The rods, the little bent rods. And then they cross and it's like, yep, there's water here.
Or a spirit.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever you're looking for or not looking for. Dowel rods? Is that it? What is it?
I don't know, but I thought that you were hearing the sounds through the
No. Dowsing rods, not dowel rods. It's different.
Kind of similar.
But different. Very different.
Janelle's like, fuck, I brought the wrong script. No, I brought the wrong contract with me.
Which one did she bring?
She brought the pond one, and now they're talking about, are they even going to move out on this land? This is her whole life plan. She has nothing else aside from this.
If you'll refer to your packets, I've included an additional clause for the pond. Yeah, we're not here to vote on that motion, Janelle. I'm sorry.
Did they cut stuff out that we didn't see? Because later on, we see Christine and Janelle sitting on the couch together, and they're kind of playing this back for the producers about what happened and what they're disagreeing on. And as they're talking, Christine's neck is getting redder and redder. She's starting to rash. She's hiving out. It's like spreading rapidly.
She's getting nervous. She's getting fired up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
she's thinking back
was it worse than what we actually saw on camera? Because she seemed to have some real emotional reaction to talking about it.
Well, I think it was a direct confrontation, and so she doesn't really do too well with that. She doesn't like that.
Just being locked in a room with Meri and nobody wants to leave. That's probably the worst part of it. They're all at her house, and she's trying to get them to stop talking.
But Robyn's like, no, we got to work this out because I need the house with the better lot.
I need to invent a lot that doesn't even exist yet.
It's going to be the best lot.
So she's the pickiest because she did not want something that was even presented to her.
She's going to come up with a whole new set of lots and how to screw everyone else out of this, but make it Kody's idea.
Drawing rectangles in her sketchbook, or My Sister Wives Closet sketchbook, late into the night.
The big problem with these lots is that they're all heart-shaped, and they're going butt to butt in some spots, and it doesn't make sense.
She hasn't figured out exactly how she's going to fit everything in yet.
I can't get it to line up perfectly, but she's still working on it.
Baby Saul's got a protractor.
Meri and Kody, though, are going toe-to-toe because Kody keeps looking at Meri in a way that should make anyone reasonably uncomfortable. That murder tarp is rustling around in the back of the trunk there.
And she's noticing. She stops the conversation. She's like, guys, we're not going to keep talking if you're going to keep making that face at me. That's not the way she said it. If she had,
it would have been a different conversation.
If she had moved to the East Coast, that's the way she would have explained that.
Because Christine wouldn't have been able to handle that either. Because Christine's solution is, don't look at Kody. Look at me.
Get your car keys.
Just keep looking at me. Make eye contact with me instead, Meri. I guess that would kind of like a just look at that mountain moment. It's the basis, the groundwork for that. Because Meri returned this favor.
Just stay locked on my corneas.
Just keep it over here.
So Meri explains like she had the experience now. kind of sucked. She's thinking about considering something new, but she hasn't written off the idea of the old yet. She's not completely sold on not being in the trees. So she also wants a lot that doesn't exist. One that is both simultaneously in and out of the trees.
And she wants to pick it and not pick it at the same time.
This is why Christine wants them to leave. We're making no progress.
Yeah, this doesn't help with anything. We're not moving in the right direction for any of this conversation. None of this is constructive. We're not getting anywhere. Please leave my house. I have plenty of other things I could be doing right now.
I think she was in the middle of building that door up to her bedroom, the one that Kody never got around to.
Never did.
She's like, oh, guys, we're mid-construction here. I'm going to need you to vacate the premises.
Yeah, if you're going to stick around, you have to put on your hard hats.
0 out of 10 for me. They got nowhere, and Kody just starts soliciting feedback.
Oh, and before that, did you catch that he was setting up the whole thing where it's this entire family meeting is now about gaslighting Meri? Because they're all saying, we heard you say that you didn't want to live in the trees, Meri. That was from our last assessment before the pizza party meltdown. You said you didn't want to live in the trees. And Meri said, I said I wasn't sure I wanted to live in the trees.
I wanted to drag my feet through them a little longer.
Yeah, so this is different because she was very certain about the trees at first, and then she became unsure. So now Kody has to convince everyone else, and Christine and Janelle kind of came to the conclusion of, yeah, we got that from what Meri said too. So this is the entire family telling Meri, you said you didn't want to live in the trees, and now that's a problem? You're being unreasonable. And Meri was picking up on that it just became sort of a bash fest on Meri. But then Kody gives Robyn credit for apologizing for how she behaved at the pizza picnic meltdown.
She was the only one to take accountability because Kody certainly didn't.
Kody didn't. I think Kody was expecting Meri to,
of course,
take accountability according to him.
This whole thing is because she's such a bitch.
But I think it's mostly because Kody doesn't know how to communicate properly and was confusing the hell out of everyone involved. But Christine has to make it abundantly clear, no, that's not it. It's just sometimes it's easier for us wives to speak directly with each other.
Except when we're all in a room alone and Kody isn't here.
Well, not like that. I think individually.
One-on-one.
In
pulling
the way.
One aside. No
yes.
witnesses.
Well, yeah, in like where it works out better in our favor. Maybe that too. That has to be a consideration as well.
The only conclusion that they come to is that this seems like it's a symptom of a larger problem.
We don't know what that is, though. What's that larger issue that's looming? Couldn't tell you. What's that all about? I guess time will tell. Probably COVID. That's what it is. That's this looming presence.
Sure. Yeah, that really changed the fabric of the family. Everything was perfect before.
It was operating like a well-lubricated machine.
So let me ask you a question. Is it really Meri's fault? What do you think?
No,
is
I think
Meri
it's Cody's.
in the wrong?
No, I think it was mostly Cody's fault because he was telling Robyn and Meri the same thing but different, and he wasn't conveying anything correctly to anyone. So I think more of that falls on Kody than anybody.
Wouldn't the easiest thing to have done... Wow, I got lost in that.
Ben?
Wouldn't it have been easier for them to just decide to redraw how they were going to zone the property?
Yeah, but they didn't want to pay anybody to do that.
No, if you don't like the lot that we've just arbitrarily drawn a line around, then maybe we can make it a different shape and you will like the land that you get out of that.
Well, I think that's when they started running into where they just started plopping a little house icon. So it's a little house on the Coyote Pass, and there wasn't really like the squares or anything like that. And that was where we ended up with those hypothetical Meri and Robyn houses that were, is it theirs? Whose is it? Both of their names is on it, and with question marks because we don't know. It's all theoretical.
I lost you partway through there.
I believe it.
Lie.
Okay. Don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure I made a very compelling point.
It was kind of fun to go back to season 14. I don't want to regret saying it.
We already did that once so far. This is the second episode from season 14. Yep. I promise you, I can assure you.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Yeah. This was
I
good.
liked it. This is a good classic episode.
Classic.
They always are when Meri's the one getting yelled at.
Did you like how they tried to edit it that she was storming out at the end, even though she did say goodbye to everyone. I mean, it wasn't the nicest tone, but she did say something before she left.
Maybe it wasn't goodbye.
No, she did. Because they were trying to make it seem like other people were saying goodbye to her and then she didn't say anything. She just left and slammed the door.
But she initiated the goodbye.
She initiated the goodbye and then she left. Little production trick there.
Let us know what you guys thought about the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. My little heart can't take negative reviews about the rehash, guys, especially when the feedback is, you laughed too much. You sound impaired. You guys, this wasn't a comprehensive recap.
We've already done that. It's some of the first episodes that we've ever done on the podcast.
Go back, scroll back to what was it, 2020? Beginning of 2020?
Deeper and deeper, way, way down into the woods.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.